Hey guys, it's Leslie. Kidding. It's Indigo, and I've tried to do a video like this for a long time, but I'm finally doing just a little beer drinking video. And the beer that I have with me today is a Dutch beer, which is actually made in my city, and it's a brand called Jopen, and it's called Ongelovige Thomas, which means Thomas the Unbeliever. And it's got 30 centiliter and 10% alcohol. So let's get drunk. I have my thingy. Smells very fruity and has pretty sweet. Smells well. I don't know if you can hear anything. Not yet. I don't have glasses, like I only have mugs basically. This is the only clear container that I have, which I had some water in earlier, and before that some blood. So let's see how well we can pour this. As you can see, it's fairly dark. And with fairly, I mean really. It's got a very thick layer of foam. I don't know if you can definitely hear the suds. I'll let you enjoy that a little bit. So the microphone picks it up. The word suds always makes me think of all the Warcraft. In Mist of Pandaria there was a boss who was basically made out of that. Beer suds. Or something like that. This will play it out in a brewery. First off, holy shit. It's very strong. I've never tasted beer like this. It's very good. It kind of has like an aftertaste between caramel and coffee for some reason. It's really good, actually. Let me get my e-cigarette so we can just hang out, I guess. I didn't really pick a topic, but since I'm drinking beer and all, let's do a story time. Quite a few years ago, I think like 5 years ago now, me and my mom went to Dublin, Ireland, and we went over Christmas. for some reason we thought it was a cool idea to go to this foreign country, with just the two of us on Christmas. And it's a little creature that wants attention here. Bug. It happens. And so we went by plane to Dublin, which is only like an hour flight or something from where I'm located. I live near Amsterdam, so the airport is very close by. Me and my mom went by bus, though, because otherwise you have to pay for parking and stuff, and it's pretty expensive. So, first off, it was hella cold. It was super cold in Dublin. Like most of the streets were just iced over. And it's very, very beautiful. Everything looks very, well, not everything, but especially if you go into the city center, everything looks like it's from a fairy tale. It's really cool, and they had this giant Christmas tree in the middle of the city center. And me and my mom, we went to a bed and breakfast. Which was located slightly outside the city. So we had to take a bus there. And if we wanted to go to the city, which was fine. There's a couple of things we did. First we just explored the city, and after, settling in the bed and breakfast, we grabbed some food, and there was a book market. I actually picked up Twilight there because I wanted something to read while I was there, and it seemed like pretty light reading, and I kind of liked it. And then we also went to this pub, which was really cool. We went there a couple of times, so we met some really cool people. Well, we noticed that everyone was super friendly, super helpful, welcoming. We didn't have one bad experience at all. We went to this pancake shop, and I forgot my bags there. And basically, I was freaking out because I forgot my bags. But we went back there, and when we walked in, they were just there holding our bags, like, "Hey, you forgot these," and just really, really kind people. And the only thing I would have, I guess, a bad thing, that things are pretty expensive. But we knew that beforehand, so we calculated that in. So we were there for a few days around Christmas, and on Christmas Eve we went to I think like the St. Patrick Cathedral. Went to a big cathedral anyway. My mom really wanted to have like a, Christmas Eve service. My mom always goes to services on Christmas Eve. Mostly she goes to gospel churches out here, which is really cool. My mom isn't necessarily a Christian at all. If anything, she's more of a Buddhist, but she just likes the atmosphere, and it's like kind of like a tradition, I guess. So I went with her a lot of times. So I went to the cathedral, and we actually ran into some Dutch people who are living in Dublin right now. It's pretty cool. But we knew that on Christmas itself, on Christmas Eve, first and second Christmas Day, that the buses wouldn't drive the entire time. but the Christmas service, or Christmas Eve service was done at around 6, so we just went to have a drink at the pub that we were earlier. And here's some things that's related to this. We, of course, just, had a drink. I had my Guinness beer and my mom had her red wine. And we got to talking with 2 locals, 2 Irishmen, and they were really friendly. Maybe a bit too friendly with my mom. They, especially one of them who was talking about how the lads will go out and, have a drink in a pub, while the girls stay home. And, but he was hitting on my mom, like, hardcore. And, they bought us, like, a bunch of drinks, too. I mean, it's kind of, like, customary to just buy people drinks, I guess, so. But it was crazy, and, like, we didn't intend to drink that much, but we were a company, and we're just, like, singing and having fun in the pub, so eventually, like, we got extremely drunk, and, pretty early, the original pub that we were at closed down because, Christmas Eve. But the guy said that there was another pub, and pretty much around the corner that they knew was still open, so we went with them. And this was just another pub, and this is where, like, everyone just was extremely intoxicated at that point. So I met some other guy there. He was, I think, a few years older than me, and he was, like, enamored with the fact that I was from Holland because it's close to Germany, and I know a lot of German, as far as the language goes. And he was, for some reason, obsessed with Hitler. Like, he showed me, like, his phone, and it had a background picture of Hitler. The guy was, like, obsessed with that, I guess. So I taught him some German phrases and words. At that point, my mom and this guy, they didn't get intimate, but, like, he was serenading her because my mom is a fan of Simply Red, and he sang a song for her. This beer's really good, by the way. And it was crazy good times, but eventually they had to go home, and we had probably head back to the bed and breakfast. So we were gonna go to the bus station, and we found out that no buses were driving anymore. So we had to hail a cab, and cabs are extremely expensive. So I don't know how much he asked, but it was way too much. It was like a 10-minute drive, but it was freezing cold. And while I was working there, like, I was just so drunk, and my mom was pretty freaking drunk as well. And this is very unnatural for her. Like, she will drink, like, half a glass of wine with dinner. That's about it, mostly. So, I also had to, like, pee really badly, and I think I just peed in a park somewhere with my mom. So eventually we did hail a cab, and it was very expensive, so, I mean, we could pay, we had enough money on hand, but we just didn't want to pay, like, $50, so, now some of you might notice, but I have a blood disorder, which makes my blood clot really easily. It's not that severe mostly, but it can be quite dangerous, I'm not gonna lie. So I told it didn't have anything to do with this, but I just told the taxi driver that I have like a really severe blood condition, and then we were out too late, and I had to go to back to the bed and breakfast to take my medicine. It was such a bullshit story, and I was absurdly drunk. But for some reason, he either didn't want trouble or he bought it, so he brought us home for $10. And it really was only like a 10-minute drive or something, but so that was really nice of him anyway. So the next day, after we, slept off our hangovers, a lot of coffee, we went to see what we could do, just relax and maybe go out for dinner. But we realized that on Christmas, nothing is open, and everything that's open is already reserved months in advance, so we were kind of, F's. So, but the woman I was running the bed and breakfast, she was a Muslim woman, and she told us that there was a mosque behind the university that was nearby. It's actually an hour walk in the freaking cold, but we made it eventually because we just realized there was nothing open anymore. So we went to the mosque eventually, and they had a diner. So me and my mom on Christmas Day had our Christmas dinner at a mosque, which is all kinds of ironic, but these people were extremely kind as well. And it was just a wonderful experience, really. Might be a bit personal, a bit much, but my mom can be a bit prejudiced against Muslims, mainly because of some experience she had. I don't share those ideas. I think, it's nothing wrong with, religious people at all. I have no problem whatsoever, but my mom really learned a lesson there, I think, so. They were just really welcoming as well, and it was really good dinner. Actually, it wasn't, roast turkey or anything fancy, but it was a great experience. So that we walked back home and by some alcohol, because they don't serve that, of course, and in a room, and we just spent the last few days having a good time. We did all sorts of cool stuff, and we saw a lot of things. So yeah, it was an amazing trip, really. A lot of different experiences than you might normally have at an affair like that. Yeah, it was great. So I'm gonna finish this bit, and actually have a live stream to go on right now. So I hope you enjoyed my little story time and me sharing a drink with you. And I'll see you guys very soon.